Hi from Scaly Waters. I'm just going to put a bit of a video together just so you can see what you're going to approach as you come early season this year. It's 2025 at the minute, or start of 2025. It's January, so people are messaging me and everything about March. So I'm going to explain what I do in March that might help you put some more fish on the bank. So I'm going to go through a couple of rigs, my lead system that I use, the size leads I use, and a few of the different baits that I use. So nothing overly complicated. I'm not going to be tying rigs. There's loads of people out there that can show you how to tie rigs. You don't need me to show you on this platform. So I'll start off with my favourite baits for winter, or just coming out of winter into spring. So I've got 3 different baits that I use quite a lot. This is what I call my Old Faithful. I'll use it everywhere. I don't think you can buy the mainline Frutella in this colour anymore. It's a lovely mauvey, pinky colour. I've caught no end of carp over all of our lakes. Jonchery, evaro, I've caught on them. Brocard, everywhere I've used them. The next one is I like CC Moors. I like Northern Specials, not just because they smell absolutely delicious. They do catch fish as well. So I like the pink ones rather than the orange ones. I've never really had much success on orange bait. And then my next fail-safe is, that I've used for years and years, even on the lakes in England I used, is Nutrabait's pink pepper. So I do love a Nutrabait's pink pepper. So that's the 3 baits I use. In the winter, I do use a lot of liquid as well. I mix it in with a pellet on feeding or particle mix on feeding. So if I'm going out for a week's fishing in the March, I generally take with me probably 15 to 20 kilo of boilies. I'm an avid user of our own bait, our lake bait. So the fish see loads of it, so they take it quite readily. And I use pellet, normally take a 25 kilo sack of pellet with me, and then probably 20 kilos of mixed particles. And I mix that all up, put some liquid in it, and I'm feeding. If the weather's correct, sun's out, water temperature's coming up, I'll put more in. If it's colder, I'll put less in. If I start getting some bites, I'll introduce a bit more to see how we're getting on. That time of year, especially in the silty lakes, the fish still can be in groups. If they're in big groups and you can find them, fish for them in the big groups, they will take some bait. So we had some lads here last week on Jonchery 7. They got through, I think, about 20 odd kilos of boilies when it was Baltic out there. So, and they caught every day. I think they had nearly 30 fish. So it was quite good. The next thing I'll show you is the rigs I like to use. So pop-up rig. Most people that know me know that I'm not a Ronnie rig user. So I use the standard Johnny Matt rig or multi-rig, whatever you want to call it. You can see there it's got one of my favourite pop-ups on it. I'm using a curved shank hook, which in my mind, I use all the brands, but I like Gardner Muggers. I love 4s and 6s in Gardner Muggers, but I'm not brand stuck. I can use any brand. The next rig I've got is a slip D rig. I'm generally using a slip D rig more. I started last year using more when I was fishing more at range. So if it was on a bigger lake and I was fishing well at range, I'd be using that. A bit stiffer material than I normally would use on the lakes where I'm normally fishing. Other than that, my full out go-to anywhere rig is a blowback rig with a rig ring, very supple hook link, 6 inches, small kicker on it, rig ring, either double bottom bait, single bottom bait, or a snowman rig. That catches me loads of fish. I'm not expecting my rigs to land straight. I want them kinked, because the more rope that fish has got, when he's sucking it in, he's not going to feel it. You'll hook him every time. So there's my hooking systems. Then leads. I see a lot of people come over and they're bringing very small leads. We use 4.5 ounces. That's a 4, that's a 4.5. We'll use this in the silty lakes because the silt, it's not going to sink the lead and bait into it. It's not overly soft to do that. So we use them a lot. If I'm casting, yeah, I'll change it to a casting lead. Most of the time here, everybody's using bait boats. We do cast a bit, but it's mostly bait boat work. And then leg clip system. I'm not into helicopter rigs. I like a standard leg clip. Well, it's not a standard leg clip. It's what they call a PB hit and run clip. You can see that's got on it Silk Ray, which is a leadless leader. I either use Silk Ray or Gardner do a really nice one. Avid do a good one as well. Brilliant stuff. It's not lead core, it's leadless leader. That or tubing. All of the lakes here, you must have some sort of leader on other than lead core. So tubing, a safe zone leader, or leadless leader. But the difference is with this one, I like it so much because of its safety aspects. Its safety aspects are brilliant. So if I put this lead on here, when I can, just nip the lead on a little, you'll see the lead sits like a normal lead clip. But the thing is with this one, when a fish picks it up and it shakes, it causes it to come out and it makes it into a pulley. So every time the fish pulls an inch, you're getting 2 inches of indication on your indicator, or probably less because of your line and stretch. But it does make your indicator more sensitive. And the best thing about it, it's very safe. So if the fish comes off, snaps you, that just runs straight off and the fish is only ever left with a hook link. To me, as a fishery manager, ideal. I don't like fish towing everything around with them. So that's my lead system. Other methods that we will use, so we've got evaro, very deep, very clear. This time of year, zigs. I've been using these zig floats from Tracker for a while. We did quite well on them last year. So yeah, it's if you've not tried them, have a go. And the zig line I use, I've tried all sorts, but I really like the Nash zig line. I've tried loads and I just keep going back to the Nash. So that's all right. Main line on my reels. I love PB Control. It casts well, it's supple, fantastic. Nice colour. It does everything I want it to do. It's tough, it's strong, abrasive resistance, fantastic as well. Fantastic. If you've not seen it before, go online, have a look. But I've been using this now for maybe 14, 15 years. Brilliant stuff. So I think we've run through about everything we can on that sort of thing. When you get here, we're all good at looking at weather, aren't we? So most people that come have got a swim booked. So it's good to have a compass with you and check the wind direction. Check it before you come, because the fish will follow the wind. Only for a couple of days, so don't be worried if you're at the back of the lake, they will come back. Once the water starts turning round and the undercurrent kicks in, the fish will go back. So that's about all I can help you with at the minute. We'll do another video later on and we'll have a walk around the lake, show you a few of the swims, show you some of the points that you need to be looking for when you're fishing. So I hope you have a good evening. I'm Mark from Scaly Waters, and we hope to see you on one of the lakes.